So we're going to talk about 7 ways that you know you're addicted to the internet. Number 1, when you click on a YouTube video, you automatically scroll down to the comments. Now, be honest, you've probably done that already at least once. Maybe you've spent a solid 2 minutes or so just listening to me almost like a podcast or an audiobook whilst you've been reading the comments and liking other people's comments, maybe replying to some. It's like you don't even have control over your own hand or your brain. You literally click on a video. You do not, and don't bullshit yourself, you do not click on a YouTube video and actually consciously think to yourself, I'd like to see what the comments are saying on this video. I'd like to see what people around the world are saying about this video. You have never said that once you've clicked on a video. You've never had the conscious thought, and yet, because of addiction, because you're like a rat just pressing the lever of dopamine, you just scroll. Maybe you're still looking at the comments as I say this to you right now. Why is it so difficult for you to just like take your hand off the mouse or the phone and just look at me in my eyes as you would a normal human being? You've wanted to improve your eye contact with girls, oh, hold eye contact. Well, how about you practice with me, dumbass? That's the first sign that you're addicted to the internet. It's very specific to the kind of people who watch YouTube. You just keep constantly scrolling down. And there's a way, an actionable step that I can give you right here, right now, that within just a few minutes, you will never do that again. You will never accidentally scroll down and get distracted from the video content. You will never accidentally waste another hour on YouTube. This sounds like a big promise, but my fans actually know exactly what I'm about to say. There's a series, like multiple Google Chrome extensions that you can download and add all for free within literally the next 60 seconds that will just stop YouTube from fucking your mind. It disables comments, views, subscribers, likes, thumbnails, and also there's a few other things that these extensions do. If you're a YouTuber, it stops your mental health from getting messed up. If you go onto like YouTube analytics and you see the fireworks, or sometimes you see it says like, oh, your latest video was 10 out of 10 performance or 1 out of 10, like it stops all that. All those extensions I linked in a different video, which if you haven't seen it, it's on my channel. It's titled, "This will literally change your life in 12 minutes." If you haven't seen that video already, where I literally I'm sharing my screen, walking you through, this is an actionable step. I think all of us should have these extensions. You can change the settings if you want, but I think all of us should have these extensions on YouTube. If you're the kind of person who watches YouTube for at least an hour a day, it would probably change your life to have a little bit more control on this website. You'd probably spend 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% of your internet time on. Number 2, the second sign that you have an internet addiction. You've already tried to improve this. For example, you've already enabled the screen time on your phone, and that's like a metric that you've been thinking about. Oh yeah, my screen time on average is 8 hours, and I've brought it down to 7. It's already something that's in your mind. You've already known that this was a problem, and you've been tracking it. You already, you're in this space of knowing about dopamine detox, of knowing about internet addiction, of knowing about the problem of dopamine, that when you watch porn, then your dopamine shoots through the roof, but then after that it kind of goes down below baseline. You already know all the lingo. So really we can go straight on to number 3. You know that you have an internet addiction. You already knew it before you clicked on this video, right? Now seriously, just when you went onto YouTube today, you did not think to yourself, I wonder if I've got an internet addiction. I wonder if there's a video that might educate me and enlighten me whether or not I've got an internet addiction. You didn't think that, and yet you're still here watching my pointless video. I'll say that again. You did not plan to come and watch this video. You already knew that you had an internet addiction, and yet you still clicked on this video. Why? You're gullible. You're how do you say that word? Susceptible. Susceptible. You're a dumbass. So am I, apparently, if I can't pronounce that word, but that is a fucking hard word to say. Susceptible. Fuck. Well, my point is, you did not plan to watch a video like this today, did you? You already knew when you looked at this, at the title of this video, you already knew that you had an internet addiction, and yet you clicked on this video anyway. What was the point of that? What was the point of you even clicking on this video when you kind of knew whether or not you have an internet addiction, which 90% of us do? There was really no value promised here. And yet you clicked on this video anyway because you're prone, you're weak. You have a lack of control over your own impulses. And I don't even blame you, because these days it is very hard. It's very hard to conserve your brain power and your time for yourself, your business, the YouTube channel you want to grow, the fact that you want to be an entrepreneur and you don't just want like a shit job like everyone else your age. It's vital that you conserve your brain points for those things like your work, your goals, your mission, your business. The things that matter: family, love, relationships, not pointless content consumption. This is something we speak a lot about. The fact that you just clicked on this video for no reason, that's something that we speak about inside of Adonis School. See what I did there? Do you see what I did there? For the last 5 minutes or so, I pretended to go off script. I pretended to be this authentic guy, to tell you that, oh, here's the problem with YouTube, and, here I am as a YouTuber. And by the way, here's a sales pitch. It's very easy for you to get lured these days. This will undoubtedly happen to you again, where you won't even plan to watch a certain kind of video, and yet there'll just be a tasty thumbnail or an attractive title, and that'll be the reason why you click, and you waste half an hour of your time, 1 hour of your time, 10 minutes here. And the thing is, often if you sit down and watch a video for 30 minutes straight, like one video, you might not think it's a waste of time because you've sat there and invested the time and chose to stay there. The way that you waste so much time on the internet is with these micro moments. It's the 10 seconds here, it's the 4 seconds per TikTok video, it's the average 63 seconds that you spend per YouTube video that you get kind of bored off, and you go to the next one and the next one. It doesn't seem like it does anything, and then before you know it, an hour's gone by, 2 hours gone by. And you didn't plan to waste that time. You didn't want to waste that time. You didn't actually want to sit down and click on this pointless video and just waste some time with it and then move on to the next one. That was never your intention, but it keeps happening. You need a little bit of humility to realize that this is a problem that keeps happening to you because you're not actually doing anything about it. You identify as someone who has an internet addiction, but you do nothing to solve it. The first thing you can do, which is very simple, very quickly, I've already suggested the extensions, the Google Chrome extensions. I don't make any money or anything from that. I just think that they're super helpful and I have them enabled. But really the second thing, which it goes so much deeper, because there's a lot of guys who will download those extensions, turn them on, and then they'll end up being Jeffries again. Within a few days, they'll disable all of them, delete them all, back to normal. You've probably tried this, right? You've blocked YouTube or porn before, and what happened? When someone tells me he installs some extension to block porn or YouTube or whatever it is, honestly, if I'm totally honest, I think he's a bitch. When someone tells me that, when he says, oh, Hamza, there's this YouTube extension where you can just block yourself from going onto YouTube. Or you can use this website that then just stops you from going onto YouTube, bro. You can use this website that stops you from... One, you sound like a little bitch because have some fucking control over yourself. But two, every single person who downloads something like that, who sets up one of these, like, oh, you know, you go on this website and then you can put it in that you get locked out of YouTube for 90 minutes and you've got to focus, or, you know, have you seen this forest app? And so you're about to do 90 minutes of work and then you click on it and then a tree shows, and if you stay productive, then the tree gets bigger, but if you don't stay productive, then the tree dies. Bro, are you fucking 10? Are you 10 years old? Are you like a dumb little child who needs this little dopamine, who needs an extra app? To help him from internet addiction, you need to download an extra app, which is all gamified. Oh, I'll get this tree. Oh, add me on Forest, bro. I've got 10th prestige. Like, fuck you. I've got 10th prestige. I've got the gold skinned tree on the Forest app. Pomodoro technique, anyone? 25 minutes of work? What's wrong with you? You know, the reason why so many guys are coping with these low tier strategies, a lack of purpose. It's simply this: if you became more masculine, if you became more purposeful, you simply would waste less time. Your standards for living go crazy high. You might not even believe this. Let me tell you some examples from my own life. What level my standards have got to with time wasting and, you know, with my lifestyle being aligned to my purpose. My purpose, like my current purpose layer, the focus of my life right now is financial freedom. My cheat day is a chicken salad. I'm not even bullshitting you. I felt bad because I went off my usual like eating schedule because I ate dinner at 7 p.m. and I vowed to never make that mistake again. I ate dinner at 7 p.m. and I felt bad because that was off my sleeping schedule and it was too close to bedtime. And I will not make that mistake again. That's a weird example for me to give, but what I'm telling you is, when you really narrow in on your purpose and you find your mission as a man, like this, you know, the purpose and mission sound so weird and like, you know, like hard to explain. They sound mysterious. And everyone online talks about them, don't they? Oh, you got to find your purpose. You got to be on the mission. None of these guys actually ever explaining to you what these things actually mean. You can say your purpose is kind of like the biggest core goal that you have right now. Maybe it's to finish your studies. Maybe it's to like get a good job or to level up a business. Maybe it's to get some kind of freedom from a business so that you don't have to work the shitty job anymore, so that you can go and travel the world. Or maybe you've got enough money to help your family. Maybe the purpose right now, the goal right now is just focused on the gym so that you can build a body that you're proud of. It's like the biggest goal in your mind, right? When you really have this big goal in your mind, this one big goal, and you're making decent progress to it, you no longer waste your time. You no longer need the Pomodoro technique. You no longer need the fucking Forest app or these extensions. The ones I've recommended at the start of this video, they can be nice, especially if you're a YouTuber and like for your work, you have to go onto YouTube. But the idea of like just blocking YouTube as a website, totally, blocking the porn apps, that's not going to do shit because you'll uninstall them. The reason why is because you still want to do those things. I don't want to just watch some bullshit random video on YouTube. You might agree, but your actions suggest otherwise. You want to waste time because you're not filling your time up with other things. And the reason why, I can tell you right now, 2 reasons. Either of these reasons will explain why you're a little bitch. Your beliefs or your traits. Either you believe that you shouldn't work so hard. You believe that you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You believe that you should have like an hour at the end of the day to like rest and unwind. Unwind by hyper stimulating yourself on TikTok and video games. Is that unwind? Is that unwind? Oh, but I just want to rest. I just want to rest at the end of a day. Is your brain resting when you play video games? A hyper-stimulating activity. Is your brain resting? All these little video gamers, anime watchers, or these guys who love TV shows who say, oh, just 1 hour just to, to rest at the end of the day, to unwind. Your brain isn't resting from that, so you have a poor belief system. But maybe it's just your traits. Maybe your belief system is in the right place. Mr. Tate has raised you well. But now it's your traits. You still have these poor habits where you still, for some reason, you end up, before you know it, back onto YouTube. That happens, doesn't it? Before you even know it, before you were consciously aware of it, you've already clicked on a video and you're hooked in. It almost feels like you have a lack of control, doesn't it? The reason why this happens, you are unconscious. If you keep finding this to happen in your life, where, for example, you end up watching porn like before you know it, you get these intense cravings for the food you shouldn't eat, and it's almost like you feel powerless to them. You instantly get angry or emotional, and you say things that you later end on regretting. These happen because of a lack of consciousness. Consciousness is kind of like how present you are in the real world. Most guys are semi-AFK, like, you know, the video game analogy, like away from keyboard, or like BRB. Like when you used to play games, you'd say AFK or BRB. Most guys are BRB in their own mind. Most guys are fucking AFK in the real world. The reason, like the way you stop being AFK. Can you guess what it is? How could you stop being unconscious? Be more conscious. How? What activity, what habit do you think might make you more conscious? Meditation. Mark my words. Meditation is the cure to internet addiction. I'll say that again and you better listen. Meditation is the cure to internet addiction. No one makes money from it. No one profits from meditation. You can do it right here, right now for free.